Naaman, commander of the king's army, was a mighty warrior, favored and victorious. Yet behind his strength was a secret pain. Naaman suffered from a skin disease that no doctor could cure. Among his servants was a young Israelite girl taken captive during war. Though far from home, her heart was filled with compassion, who said to Naaman's wife, "If only my master could meet the prophet in Samaria, he would be healed." Hope stirred within Naaman. He told his king, who replied, "Go now, and I will send a letter to the king of Israel." So Naaman departed, carrying gold, silver, and fine garments, and a royal letter. When the king of Israel read it, he tore his clothes, saying, "Am I God, to give life or take it away, that he sent a man for me to heal?" But when Elisha the prophet heard this, he sent word, "Why are you troubled? Send him to me, and he will know there is a prophet in Israel." So Naaman came with his chariots and stood at the prophet's door. But Elisha did not go out to meet him. Instead, he sent a messenger who delivered a simple command, "Go, wash yourself 7 times in the Jordan River, and your flesh will be restored, and you will be clean." But Naaman was offended. He said, "I thought he would surely come out to me, call on the name of the Lord his God, and wave his hand to heal me. Are not the rivers of Damascus better than all the waters of Israel?" Furious, Naaman turned away, but his servants reasoned gently. "My father, if the prophet has told you to do something great, wouldn't you have done it? How much more, then, when he says simply, 'Wash and be clean'?" Naaman paused, humbled, went down to the Jordan River and dipped 7 times. When he rose from the water, his skin was restored like that of a child. He was completely healed. Naaman returned to Elisha and declared, "Now I know there is no God in all the earth except in Israel." He offered gifts of silver and gold, but Elisha refused, saying, "As surely as the Lord lives, whom I serve, I will accept nothing." Naaman urged him, yet the prophet stood firm. Then Naaman made a humble request. "Please let me take soil from this land, for I will no longer offer sacrifices to any god but the Lord. But may the Lord pardon your servant when my master leans on my arm to bow in the temple of Rimmon." Elisha replied, "Go in peace." As Naaman's chariots disappeared, Elisha's servant, Gehazi, thought to himself, "My master has spared Naaman by not accepting what he brought. I will run after him and get something from him." So Gehazi ran after Naaman. Naaman saw him approaching and stopped his chariot. "Is everything all right?" he asked. "Yes," Gehazi replied. "My master sent me to say, 2 young prophets have just arrived. Please give them a talent of silver and 2 sets of clothing." Naaman, generous in spirit, said, "Take 2 talents. He packed them with garments, sent 2 servants to carry them, and Gehazi hid the gifts when they reached near Elisha's house. Then Gehazi went in to stand before Elisha. "Where have you been?" Elisha asked. "Your servant didn't go anywhere," Gehazi replied. But Elisha replied, "Did not my heart go with you when Naaman stepped down from his chariot to meet you? Is this the time to take money, or clothes, or olive groves, or vineyards, or servants, or flocks, or herds?" Then came the word, "The disease that was on Naaman will now cling to you and to your descendants forever." Gehazi went out from Elisha's presence, sick and skin white as snow. 2 men, 2 outcomes. Naaman, healed through faith and obedience. Gehazi, struck by his own greed and deceit. One humbled himself and was restored. The other hid his sin and was exposed. The story of Naaman and Gehazi in 2 Kings 5 teaches us that the greatest healing is not just of the body, but of the heart. When we surrender our pride, we find grace. When we walk in honesty, we find peace. God's mercy cannot be purchased, and His power cannot be manipulated.